This is a new phase of my life. I've come far in transforming the negative states that bogged me down for decades. I'm grateful for my teachers of various forms of yoga and for the psychonauts and doctors who encouraged me to explore psychedelics for deep healing. This series of videos on ketamine state yoga is dedicated to my teachers and mentors and to those of you who will practice in the future. I hope these teachings benefit you. Welcome. This is the first in a series of videos on ketamine state yoga, a collection of practices designed for specific phases of the ketamine trip. The goals of ketamine state yoga are: 1, to support ketamine-assisted psychotherapy by enhancing and extending the benefits. And 2, if you have a yoga practice, to help you deepen your practice, and if not, to introduce you to this path so you can bring more awareness and genuine self-care to all aspects of your life. Subsequent videos in this series will teach methods you can apply to the preparatory period before your session, the come-up phase when the medicine is kicking in, the peak where you may experience profound dissociative effects, the come-down phase when the ordinary ego returns, and the post-trip period of integration where you incorporate whatever revelations and lessons into your day-to-day. In this opening video, I will address these questions. What is yoga? What is ketamine? And what are the theory and principles of ketamine state yoga? What is yoga? In the Yoga Sutra, a compendium of ancient wisdom compiled by Patanjali in the first millennium, the purpose of yoga is given. Yoga calms the fluctuations of the mind. The Yoga Sutra describes 8 limbs that build toward this goal of restoring the mind to its natural calm state. These limbs involve behaviors to cultivate or to avoid, physical postures, breathing, and various forms of meditation. Ketamine state yoga mainly incorporates pranayama, that's yogic breathing, mudras, those are hand positions, forms of meditation, and other practices that synergize with the ketamine experience. So the fluctuations of the mind cause suffering. Yoga can be very broadly defined then as a practice designed to reduce suffering. What is ketamine? Ketamine is a substance that has been hailed as the biggest breakthrough in depression research in 50 years. It is an NMDA receptor antagonist. That describes its specific effects on brain chemistry. At some dosage level below anesthetic, ketamine acts as a dissociative psychedelic. These are words, but the term captures the vivid hallucinations that may occur along with out-of-body experiences. A team of scientists compared semantic properties of near-death experience reports and trip reports from the Earwid database. Tens of thousands of reports on hundreds of psychoactive substances. And they found ketamine had the greatest similarity by far to near-death experiences. The explanation of ketamine's potential to alleviate negative states like depression and anxiety often refers to neuroplasticity, the capability of the brain to change. A window of enhanced learning is opened up, where a person can transform in positive ways. It's worth noting that near-death experiences arising from situations like cardiac arrest are often associated with positive transformations in people's lives. Transformations that stand the test of time. This brings me to the theory of ketamine state yoga. Why practice like this? Ketamine state yoga draws inspiration from Tibetan dream yoga. This is a collection of practices designed for the dream state. Practices developed and refined by devoted yogis over many centuries. The first step of this powerful yoga is the awareness of the dream state. This is called lucid dreaming in the West. And the final goal is awareness in the transitional state after death, the bardo. While most yogis who contributed to Tibetan dream yoga were practicing within their dreams, some, no doubt, over the centuries, returned to report their near-death experiences. If ketamine truly simulates such a near-death experience, then the wisdom of these ancient yogis can be applied to the ketamine trip. So, a master of dream yoga, Namkhai Norbu, stated, "Any practice conducted in the dream state is 9 times as effective." I can only speculate about the specific number 9, but the general claim is that practicing within the dream will provide greater, longer-lasting benefits. This is resonant with claims of a window of enhanced learning enabled by ketamine, with the notion of neuroplasticity. Any practice is 9 times as effective. By bringing yoga into the ketamine state, we can increase the effectiveness of our practices. Also, scientific research into psychedelic healing hints at a correlation between the longevity of benefits, the depth and durability of our transformation, and the peak of our mystical experience. So ketamine state yoga aims to enable such peak experiences. We prepare. We build and focus our energy during the come-up phase of the trip, so we can conduct deep healing practices at the very peak while being open to profound revelations about ourselves and the universe. We examine the structure and arbitrary nature of the ego when it returns, with its chatter and emotional responses. We learn at a fundamental level what we are. Here are key principles of ketamine state yoga. 1. Every claim will make sense. Every practice will make sense. There is no reliance on ancient esoteric ideas nor New Age jargon. If a practice within ketamine state yoga does not make sense, resonate with you on a deep level, you should skip it. 2. The practice should be personal. You know what you've been through and what you're trying to achieve. The more you make the practice personal, the stronger your motivation will be. The more efficient your learning. You can decide which practices work for you, rearrange them, skip some, and repeat others. 3. The practice should evolve and grow. You are encouraged to tweak and adjust the practices, or even introduce entirely new ideas, to experiment and to invent. You can learn from your own experiences and make original contributions to this new form of yoga for the benefit of yourself and others. We're ready to dive in to ketamine state yoga, beginning with a preparatory period before our trip. What practices can we employ to build awareness and lay the groundwork for an experience that is maximally healing and potentially transformative?